Nice to meet you. Have a seat. So, this is your first time being life coached? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I am so happy that you've decided to take this step and try life coaching. So, first of all, I want to know, do you know what life coaching is, or have you researched it and looked it up to know what we do in life coaching? Right? That's normal. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what life coaching is. So, a lot of people think it's like therapy or going to a therapist and like I'm going to give you the answers for stuff, but that couldn't be further from the truth. So, life coaching is all about you. So, what we do is that I'm the facilitator. A lot of times, left to our own devices, it's hard to weed out and use our better judgment to reach a goal. Because when somebody comes to me, they have a goal for whatever it is: career, family, anything, athletics, whatever it is, health. And that goal could be up here, and you're starting here. Well, sometimes we quit before we even start or right after we start because it feels so insurmountable to get there. Have you ever been really pumped up to like start a diet, like, okay, Monday or July 1st, the new year, and you really believe that, like, because you truly want to get more healthy, and then it comes and then you start and you fall off pretty much right away. A lot of times it's because we're left to our own devices. Nobody's holding us accountable to these goals, and we just give up. And it's not from not having discipline. It's not, you're not weak. It's just human nature. I'm telling you, it's just human nature. And we're all busy and trying to, squeeze in workouts, eat the healthier option, go to the grocery store when you have a family to take care of and you're working 60 hours a week. It is overwhelming. And so we give up a lot of times, even like right after we start. And so what I do is, so I do not have the answers for you. The whole point of it is you have the answers for you. I probably don't have the same core values that you have. And so what I would do in a situation for you is probably what you wouldn't do. And so this has nothing to do with me. It has all to do with you. And we get to, I'm just the facilitator. And what I do is I keep asking questions and we talk to get to the crux of like where you want to go or what you want to do next. And I hold you accountable to those goals. Because a lot of times if we know, first of all, we're paying somebody or somebody's going to check in on us to see if we did these goals, we're more likely to follow through on them. And also, so if your goal, let's say it's right here and you're starting right here, again, we'll give up because that just seems too far to go. And it feels like it's out of our reach. But with life coaching, what we will do, and we can meet as many times as you want. We can meet once a week. We can meet once every 2 weeks. We can meet once a month. Whatever your pace is or what you're comfortable with. And let's say you're just coming once a month or once every 2 weeks. If you need to do weekly, we can move it up to that. If you're weekly and just want to go every 2 weeks, we can do that. Whatever the pace is. Once we get into this, since you've never done it before, we just go at your own pace and what you feel comfortable with. And so the goal's up here, and you're starting here. And what we do at each session is at the end, I will have you set a goal for yourself for the next session. And what I will do is I will hold you accountable to that. But instead of starting here and looking up here and thinking that's too far to go and just quitting, what you're going to do is you're going to set small goals and accomplish them, and set small goals and accomplish them, and make it into little bite-sized pieces so that you keep getting closer and closer and closer. And in the meantime, as you are reaching these goals and moving towards this goal, you're building confidence that you can get to this goal. And believe me, once you get to this goal, you'll be like, great, what's the next one I want to work on now? So it's it's exciting, because with each small goal that you do and accomplish, it gives you the confidence and the excitement to keep moving. So I talked about core values, and I will ask you questions because a lot of times when we're talking, the client sometimes gets stuck, like, I don't know where to go from here, and I will ask you questions like, how does that make you feel? What do you think about that? And so it makes you think and keep talking, and as you're talking out loud, you're processing. And sometimes we talk in the negative, like when we're saying something, we say, well, I can't think of any way to get past this. And then we go, well, how do we reframe that, what you just said? And we could say, well, there's a solution for everything, even if the solution is there is no solution, but this is just a roadblock, and I can get past this or I can go around it. There's always a way to reframe something like that, to put it in a more positive light, to kind of lift that energy and make you feel like it's possible, because it is possible. It's just sometimes getting through the muck here. And again, I'm just the facilitator. Also, we call it life coaching, but there's coaches for a lot of different things. And actually, I think the term coach has been overused. I think it's been like a marketing buzzword that people will just attach the word coach to anything, even if they haven't had any education or background in it. I will tell you that I am a certified life coach. I went to, it's called ICA, International Coach Academy, which I truly loved. It took me over a year, many, many, many hours, but I enjoyed them all. And we would have class. You could either be on the phone or online. And in these classes, there were students from all over the world, all over the world. And so it was so interesting to get perspectives from everywhere, from people that live all over. And then at the end, I actually had to write a paper. I had to come up with my own life coaching tool, and I had to be life coached, and then I had to life coach other people. for a certain amount of hours. And so and it was invaluable for me, very invaluable. I even said to myself, if I never coached a person, what I got just from going through the school was well worth going to get certified in this. And so I have some paperwork. I know that your printer wasn't working. And so I have these right here. And we are going to go through some of these questions here. And are you ready to start? Okay. So I just want you to get comfortable. I'm going to put my glasses on. Okay. So this is the first meeting initial questions. So to prepare for our first meeting, please take time to ponder and then answer the following questions. They are intended to begin the process of inquiry, reflection, learning, and forward movement. So that is another thing that I want to explain before we start here. So a lot of people think, again, that we're therapists. We are not. And a lot of times in therapy, like traditional with a psychologist, you are looking back. You are talking about the past. You are maybe trying to come to some closure in something, or maybe to figure out a reason why things are the way they are and you're stuck or having a difficult time. And life coaching is not that. So life coaching is you're starting here and you're ready to move forward. You're ready to set goals and move forward. We don't look in the past, we just look forward. And so I've had clients, and there's no shame or no judgment. I've had clients who started life coaching and then they realize that they may not be ready to move forward yet, that they still have unresolved things that they still need to deal with. And so then we just, stop seeing each other, and then maybe at a future date, they are ready to, again, start moving forward. And so I just want you to know that there's no judgment here. It's all at your pace. This is about you. And, we call it life coaching. And I say I'm a life coach. A lot of times, there's coaches for everything. There's career coaches, there's financial coaches, there's health coaches, there's weight loss coaches, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, what I find is that it's all intertwined together. It's all, you can't, a lot of times you're working 40 to 60 hours a week. So that's affecting your health, your family, your money, your financial stuff. So it's all intertwined. And so when you start out doing sessions, that you think you're just going to be talking about this one thing the whole time. And each session we start out and I will ask you what you want to talk about. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with what you thought you were coming in for, because life happens, things come up, and it's what's heavy on your mind then, and you want to talk about it and talk it through. And so just know that that is absolutely normal for a life coaching session, that it all weaves together, and it is life coaching, because it's hard to take one element out of all of it. But there are specific, like I said, career coaches, all that stuff, but it all intertwines together. Okay, so now let's start going through the questions here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a question, and then I'm going to give you a little time to just think it over, and then let me know. I'm going to write some things down because I keep this in your file so that I can look back and see where you started and what your goals were. And you can always change those goals too. Again, this is all about you. And we just work every session what feels comfortable. Okay, so here's the first question. These are about your life and career. So the first one is, what are you most proud of? I know, sometimes that's a tough one, I know. Yeah, I know. And I just want you to know too, there's nothing you can tell me that I would be surprised about. We're all human, and a lot of times, believe it or not, we all have the same exact things that we are working on or we're worried about. And so just know that it's all normal. Okay, here's the next one. What has been your biggest disappointment? Yeah, I know, they're tough, aren't they? I know, I get it. Okay, how would you describe your satisfaction with your life direction so far? No, I get it. Okay, what words describe how you feel about your career? Yeah. Okay, next one. What is the compliment or acknowledgement you hear most often about yourself? Nice, okay. What dream of yours is still unfulfilled? I know, these are big questions that you have to think about. Yeah. Okay. What words describe you at your best? Nice. Okay. What words describe you when you are at less than your best? Okay. What activities have meaning and heart for you? Imagine you can have one wish fulfilled. What one thing would you change? I'm going to read that again because that's a big thinker one. Imagine you can have one wish fulfilled. What one thing would you change? I know. They aren't supposed to be easy. Okay. All right. So those are the questions about your life and career. And now these are questions about coaching you. All right, here's the first one. What will make this coaching relationship rewarding for you? So this is all about you. What would make this rewarding for you? Yeah? Okay. What approaches encourage or motivate you? Like what's the best approach to use that makes you more encouraged or motivated? Like, what can I do? What prompts you? Okay. What approaches discourage or demotivate you? Yeah. I won't yell at you. I don't yell. Okay. How will you know you are receiving value from this coaching relationship? Yeah. All right. What else would you like me to know about you? Mm-hmm. Right. I get it. Okay. So, next up are goals and commitments. So, I'm going to read this to you so you can think about it, and then we'll go through all of these and we will write them down, and it's kind of like a contract for yourself that you're going to have a goal in each one, and then you're going to have a commitment to each one. But you'll see. So with a goal, there's a specific point in time by which you either have or have not accomplished it. It is measurable and specific. Either you have increased your income by 30% by July 31st, or you have not. A commitment is different from a goal in that it is an ongoing quality of life shift. A commitment is not measurable. It may have to do with the state or quality of being you want to create in your life. I am committed to making a difference in the world through my work, quote unquote. I am committed to have open communication with my children, quote unquote. Or, I am committed to a healthful lifestyle and a fit body, quote unquote. All are examples of commitments. Using the Wheel of Life as your guide, identify your goals with specific due dates and your commitments. So, in our next session, we will be doing the Wheel of Life together. But I just kind of want to take this initial first meeting to get the goals and the commitments in these areas. Okay, so for career, what will your goals be? Yeah? Okay, and how about a commitment regarding your career? Right? Okay, the next one is money. What are goals, a goal or goals that you have for money? Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a specific number. It can just be like, I want to make this much more. I want to find another job that gives me more money. And what about the commitment to doing that? Okay, next up is health. So, what are some goals that you'd like regarding your health? Okay, and what about the commitment for that? Okay, we're almost done with this sheet. Friends and family. What are your goals regarding that area of your life? And commitment? Okay. Significant other / romance. What are your goals for that? Okay, and the commitment? Okay, and then personal growth. What are your goals for personal growth? And the commitment? Okay. Couple more here. The good one. Fun and recreation. What is the goal for fun and recreation? Okay, and the commitment? Okay, and last one. Physical environment. Okay. Okay, and the commitment for that? Okay. We are done with that. I know, a lot of paperwork, right? So, I'm going to read you this. This lays out how the coaching sessions work. It's the coaching session outline that I have, and it's just how I do my coaching sessions. You know, at some point you may go to a different coach and they may do it different. It's just how I find works best for me, best for my clients, and that we get the most progress out of. Okay? Alright, so this is the coaching session outline. In my coaching sessions, I choose to follow a standard process each time. So each time we can anticipate how it will flow. So for each session, I go in order of doing the same thing. So when we meet, and I'll talk about this more, but you'll be thinking before our sessions about what you're going to come with, prepared for. This is not to say that there will be exceptions, but the following is an idea of what to expect at each coaching session, other than the initial consultation or the first session, wherein there may be explanation of how it's going to work. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. We're just talking. I'm telling you what coaching is, how it works, getting some information from you, gathering that, because that's where we need to start, because that's the base of the coaching sessions, okay? And where we go from there. There is an 80-20 rule in coaching. Clients talk 80% of the time, and a coach talks 20% of the time. So if I ask you a question, like if I want to maybe say something, I will ask your permission. Like, can I tell you, like if I want to tell maybe a story or something, I will say, can I tell you this? Because this is your session and it's about you. So if I want to add something that maybe I think could relate, that I will ask your permission. If I, as a coach, feel something I have to say can add to what we are talking about, I will ask permission to share. This may seem odd at first, but it sets the tone for the client/coach relationship. Coaching is the process of helping the client come to the answers for themselves, not the coach telling the client what to do or how to do it unless the client asks for specific advice. So unless you ask me for specific advice, you'll do most of the talking. I'll be the facilitator asking questions. And if I feel like I have something to maybe add or help with, I will ask your permission if I can share it. So again, it may seem odd at first, but we'll get the hang of it, and then it just becomes normal. So this is my personal general session process, okay? So we'll start the call checking in to see how a client is doing and how their week went. So first 5 minutes, we'll just talk about how was your week, how things go, stuff like that, just general overview. Then next, I will ask you to share a win. And a win is anything big or small that has happened since the time of the last session. In life, we generally pass over or recognize things that we have accomplished. This is the time to recognize those and to start a habit of a client being able to recognize them. And I can tell you, this is the part of the session that brings me so much joy every single time. And once a client, I have so many clients who tell me this. One specifically I have in mind, it was so much fun, and multiple have said this, but so they know that I'm going to ask them for a win. And listen, sometimes it can be like, I got out of bed today. Sometimes it does not have to be a huge win. It doesn't have to be like, I got a raise, or, it's my granddaughter's birthday. Anything that's like out of the ordinary of your day. Sometimes washing your hair is a win. They're all wins, and that's what we're trying to do here, is to recognize even just the small things, maybe that you thought that you couldn't do today, but you actually did it. And we recognize those. And so my clients, we talk and they'd be like, oh, I've been waiting to talk to you because I was out with my girlfriends and I was thinking about, oh, this is going to be my win, when I have my session. And that's what it does. It prepares you. So if something good is happening, that then in your brain you're like, oh, this is going to be my win for the week. So you're already recognizing it as a win, as something good, even though it may be really small. And it helps to train our brain to see those small accomplishments and to celebrate those instead of just like thinking we can only celebrate like the big things that happen in our lives. So that's fun for me. Then next, the coach asks the client about the goals that the client set for themselves the session before. So at the end of each session, I will ask you, okay, do you want to set a goal? And it can be one goal, it can be multiple goals. It's up to you what you want to set for yourself to be accomplished by the next time that we have a session. And again, those are your goals. So you're going to come up with them. And so that's the freedom. And it's not me telling you what to set up, it's you. And so then you're more likely to accomplish those goals because you're the one that set them. It wasn't me telling you what to do. The next one, the coach asks what client would like to discuss and work on for the session. I found that this usually depends on what has transpired during the week. You may start out being coached for business purposes, but then something in life comes up and it's something the client would like to talk through and gain perspective. This is normal and natural. We say it's all life coaching after the third session because every facet of life is involved, whether it's business, health, relationships, etc. So just like I explained before, you start out strong and you think that you're only going to talk about this one thing, but life happens. And you get in a fight with your spouse, or you're struggling to pay a bill, or something happened with your kid, and that's what you want to focus on at that time because your attention is taken away from that main goal, and you need to get through this first to keep moving forward. And so just know that's natural and totally fine, and there's no judgment in any of this. The next one, the coach will give notice when there are 5 minutes left in the session to start wrapping up. In those 5 minutes, the coach will ask the client what goals that they would like to set for themselves for the next session. And then last, we'll set up a time to put on the calendar for the next session. And if you don't know and you have to check your calendar, that's fine. You can get back to me and we can work it out. And I'm always available by email if you have any questions. And again, this is a general overview of how coaching sessions with me run, so we make the most of our session and time because you're paying for this, and this is your time and it's my time, and I want you to accomplish all the goals that you have set for yourself. And I want you to know too, it is not uncommon for you to come in with this one specific goal, and let's say 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions in, you're like, you know what, I realize that I don't even want that goal anymore. We start doing small goals to work towards it, and then you're like, I've realized that truly isn't what I want. And those are breakthroughs too. Those are invaluable. And again, expect the unexpected. Nothing's off the table. There's no judgment if you change your mind or if we change directions. It's all natural. It's, again, we're all humans, and that's how we work. And I'm here to facilitate just the processing of the thoughts and ask you questions to come to the answers for you. Not for me, for you. So, does that sound good to you? Yeah, I think you're going to love it. I think you're going to do so good. Okay, and next time we will be doing the Wheel of Life. It's like a template, and we'll fill it out together, and I'll explain to you what it all means and what it's for. And it's a good tool to use to help see where your attention is going in different parts of a pie. So, okay. Well, it has been great meeting with you. I can't wait for our next session. And I hope you have a great day. And I hope you have a peaceful evening. And I will see you